Hello friends, family, and fans! I am going to be sharing with you today a theory. And the theory I'll be sharing with you today is from Chapter 6 of The Dynamics of Persuasion by Richard M. Perloff. The theory states that the context and wording of questions affects focus groups. This means that a question that is asked to one person may be answered differently depending on how it's worded or when it's asked. The best way to describe this theory, though, is through an example. So today, I will be giving you an example from my own personal life. You ready for it? Here we go. So, the examples the book gave all had to do with surveys, but my example has to do with one simple question. The question being, do you still want this job? The question was posed to me over a phone call one day when I was walking through JCPenney's to pick up a package I had ordered online. It was in reference to a performer position I had auditioned for earlier in the year. It was August and I had auditioned for it all the way back in May. So as you can imagine, in the 4 months that had passed, a lot of things in my life had changed. For example, at the time that I auditioned for the job, I really wanted it and my schedule was free. But by the time the company had gotten back to me, I still really wanted the job, but my schedule wasn't so free. I already had my fall semester planned out. I had accepted a paid internship and a position at a church near UTSA. So it means it was close to where I would be a good amount of the time. It was doing things that I like to do, and it was paid. So it was really a big thing. So because of this, I wanted the job, but I didn't have the availability. The new context made me have to decline the offer. If it had been given to me in the previous context that I had when I was free, I would have definitely accepted it, no questions asked. On top of this, I wasn't even really able to process the question and answer it well because, as stated previously, I was on my way to pick up a package. I had to figure out where in JCPenney I needed to go, and I also had to pull up all the information I needed to pick up the package, like see if any ID was necessarily needed or whatever. Yeah, it was a big thing, and a friend was waiting on me to meet up with them, so I was on a time crunch. So I was frazzled, figuring out where to go. I was trying to get it done quickly, and then I get this phone call, and I'm trying to figure it out. I really did want the job, but I wasn't sure if I would be able to make it work with the schedule I had for my internship. I wanted to ask if I could have some time to figure it out, think about it, and see if I can make it work, but the lady on the other end of the phone was already being short with me and already having an attitude toward the questions I had posed to her previously, so I didn't feel comfortable asking her anything else. As this text states, and because of that, I declined the offer. As the text states, context is important when it comes to questioning. If I had been in a less stressful situation, if I knew where I was going, if I wasn't on a time crunch, I might have answered the question differently. So now that I've described to you the situation, I'm going to make some inferences. So, I will discuss how these inferences can be transferred to other situations. So when I think of other situations, I think about how much sense it makes to try and be a good question asker so that I can get good answers, In order to do this, I want to make sure that when I ask someone a question, they have a good context, like they're not stressed out, but they're able to really give me a good answer. So yeah, make sure they're being asked in a good context. So in conclusion, the text really helped me understand the importance of context in reference to questioning. The things that are going around the person who's being questioned are really important, and they really factor into the response. Because of this, I will try my best to ask good questions and make sure the context is really good for the answer.